Hello everybody and welcome to the Dirt Racing Network's live coverage of the DSRL Wednesday Night Warriors Series brought to us by Wichita Tire and Alignment. Wrapping up the practice session here. They've been on track for a couple minutes now. There will be no qualifying session, so they're doing an extended practice session here. Rich Murtaugh checking in. I don't know if you're making a joke, if you're actually out there racing tonight, Rich, but thanks for checking in. We are at Williams Grove Speedway here tonight for week number 9. So before we dive in a little bit more in depth, let's send it down trackside for our pre-race invocation and national anthem.
We take you down onto the track for our opening ceremonies.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise. Please remove your hats.
And now, please welcome Pastor Sam Foley from Port Orange, Florida, to deliver tonight's invocation.
Father, we ask today that you protect and bless those who participate in this race. May they use good sportsmanship and respect for each other. And we'll thank you and praise you in Jesus' name. Amen.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Madeline, thanks for checking in. Sun's starting to set here at Williams Grove, and yes, looks like it's a clear sky for the race tonight. Hopefully that only sets the tone. In Michigan, a little bit more snowy than what we see here at Williams Grove. Looks like we're going to get set for heat race number 1. Madeline, thanks for sending a message. Get ready to go with heat race number 1. Getting out on the racetrack. Starting on the front row for the Edmond Trophy Company heat race number 1 will be your pole sitter for Elbows Up SimSport, Fairway Mortgage, BS Air, and Catch Fence Apparel from Millersburg, Pennsylvania. The 44 of Tyler Shell to his outside, the 66 of Jason Enoch. Row number 2, starting 3rd in the 16, Chris Brown. Starting 4th for Black Diamond Motorsports, Tim Simstyles of BMRS from Pittsboro, Indiana, the 42 of Mason Hannigan. Row number 3 is starting 5th, the 370 of Michael List. Starting 6th for Brent Marks' Sim Team, Alkaline 88 from Ontario, Ohio, the 25 of Kevin Click. Row number 4 are starting 7th, the 5 of Logan Andrews. Starting 8th for Black Flag Racing, Scrub-A-Dub Car Wash from Waterford, Wisconsin, the 8 of Peter Breeze. And rounding out in the field here in heat race number 1, row number 5, starting 9th, the 93 of Rory Collins. Starting 10th, the 6 of Cody Olson. All right, Scott, what is rigged here? I want to know what you're talking about. Roger rig something against you here, or are you claiming iRacing did it? It'll be interesting to hear. If you don't tell me now, you can tell me after the race, but I'll definitely be interested to hear what you have to say. Getting ready to go. Here at Williams Grove with heat race number 1, Shell on the front row. All right. Well, we'll see if he can hold on to it. Just because you start on the front row doesn't mean you'll stay there, but Tyler Shell can usually do it. We'll find out. Green flag in the air. Well, Jason Enoch going to get a massive jump on Tyler Shell in that first start of this race. Don't know what I was looking for there, but anyway, Shell going to rebound, close the gap a little bit down the backstretch. 8 laps here for this heat race. It is Enoch, Shell, Mason Hannigan, Kevin Click, your top 4. Here comes Tyler Shell back to the bottom, and he's to the front. He has reclaimed the lead here on lap number 1. Now looking to the inside, we're going to look at Mason Hannigan doing battle with Enoch, and we got a caution on the racetrack. Cody Olson in trouble. Let's go see how this one took place. Going through 3 and 4. We'll come around into 1 and 2. We'll see what happens here. Gets into Michael List, gets spun around and hits that outside wall, brings out our first caution of the night. So it's Tyler Shell, Mason Hannigan, Kevin Click, Jason Enoch, your top 4. And that's Chris Brown, or not Chris Brown, Jason. Yeah, it is Chris Brown. Michael List, Logan Andrews, Peter Breeze, Roy Collins, and Cody Olson. And it looks like Jason Enoch is falling to the back, unless timing and scoring is doing an update, possibly. So Enoch put to the back of the field. Must have got a pen. I guess, you know what? I know what that's for. He jumped the initial start of the race, getting an EOL penalty there. That's why he pulled such a gap on Tyler Shell, as Tyler Shell is the control car for the start. When he goes, the rest of the field can go. So Enoch getting penalized there, put to the 10th place position. Shell, Hannigan, Click, and Brown, now your transfer positions. I'm going to go double file here on the restart. All right, Scott. He's got a good challenger up here on the front row now. We'll see if he can hold it over Mason Hannigan. Hannigan and Shell going to lead us back to the green flag, this time out of turn 4. And we are back underway here at Williams Grove. Tyler Shell leading us through turns 1 and 2. Mason Hannigan right there, close behind. Carnage, Olson's around. Will that bring out a caution? Yes, it will. Cody Olson having trouble again. Let's go watch the replay here. Tries to restart once again. Running behind Peter Breeze. Gets in there, drives it in too deep, gets Breeze turned around. Roy Collins goes around, and Jason Enoch takes a hit as well. 4 or 5 cars there involved. Brings out caution number 2 here on lap number 3. So not much changed there on that restart. Pace laps take quite a while here at Williams Grove. Long oval racetrack. Only 2 heat races here tonight, so that should speed things up just a little bit. Sorry about that. Still waiting to pace it out here around the racetrack. Gonna get a double file once again. Pace truck will pull down and away this time out of 3 and 4. Just gonna speed up and peel off. We're gonna go green flag racing once again. Can we make it through 1 and 2 this time? Hopefully so. Lap 3 is now put in the books. Hannigan still staying on the top side there, with Tyler Schell. Going back to the line, will be halfway through heat race number 1. And it looks like Schell pulling away here, 0.6 of a second over Mason Hannigan. It's Kevin Click in 3rd. He's closed the gap on Hannigan. Let's look back here at 4th and 5th because Logan Andrews, Chris Brown battling it out. 4 is usually the transfer position, but I did not get to see the total car count in here tonight. I know it was close to 20. With including Roger, I just counted in the chat 20 cars, so we'll see if we have, I'm sure we'll probably have at least a B main, but 2 heat races with 10 cars gives us 20. Coming to the white flag, here comes Tyler Schell. He's pulled out by 1.5 seconds over Mason Hannigan. Kevin Click in the 3rd spot, trying to track down Mason Hannigan. Chris Brown there as well. He's a little bit off of Click by about 0.8 of a second now. We come around, here comes Tyler Schell out of turn 4. He's going to come around and take the Edmond Trophy Company heat race win. Hannigan 2nd, Click 3rd, Brown 4th, Andrews 5th, Olson 6th, Enoch up to 6th, Olson back to 7th, Breeze 8th, Collins 9th, and List in 10th. Tyler Schell picks up the first one. We'll get ready for our second and final heat race of the night. Only 9 cars, so we got 19 in the show here tonight. So I'm assuming everyone will be going to the feature. Starting on the front row for the School of Sim Racing heat race, starting on the pole for Beware Racing, Superior Builder from Iola, Kansas, the 17 of Buddy Ware. To his outside, starting this on the 2nd spot, the 15 of David Konjerski. Well, that skipped row number 2. Row number 2 is the 20 of Keenan Batters and the 1 of Jason Schilling. You know what? We're just going to do this, and we're going to start the grid over so we can get those guys. Although I thought they had sponsors, they do not. So we'll go back to row number 3. Starting 5th, the 7 or 07 of Jacob, 007 of, or 007, I don't even know what I'm talking about. Jacob Fields starting 6th. For BGI Simsport, Paints by Boyd and BGI from Tahlequah, Oklahoma, the 9 of Kobe Cooper. He is your points leader coming in so far this season. Got about a 72-point lead over Cody Kelly. Row number 4, starting 7th, the 88 of Garrett Boyd, starting 9th. For BGI Simsport, or starting 7th is Garrett Boyd, starting 8th. For BGI Simsport, BSB from Junction City, Kansas, the 1 of Jacob Smuts. And running out the field, starting ninth for BGI Simsport, Nate Trips from Owasso, Oklahoma, the 13 of Cody Kelly. Man, struggled through that one a little bit, but we got her going. 9 cars ready to go here in heat race number 2. We're just about ready to go green flag racing. Buddy Ware, David Konjerski going to lead us to the green flag, and there it is in the air. Buddy Ware on the throttle. Heat race number 2 is underway. We'll see if these 9 cars can keep it clean through turns 1 and 2. Jacob Smuts looks like he gets a little bit of bump, but we are going to stay green flag racing. Oh, now we got a crash. That is Konjerski that got turned around and took quite a few hits down the backstretch. Let's go see how it happened. Off the restart, Buddy Ware gets a good jump. Keenan Batters to the inside of Konjerski. We saw him go clean through 1 and 2, looking through the track cam, but something happens while you're switching cameras down here down the backstretch. Konjerski make it 3 wide, clips the outside wall, gets spun around, collects Jacob Fields, and then gets pile drived by the one of Jason Schilling, I think that was. That was not Smuts. Smuts has that blue number 1 car. Yeah, there's Jacob Smuts. So 2 number 1 cars on the track. Jason Schilling taking a beating there, getting into the back of David Konjerski. So that'll reset the order here. Kobe Cooper up there. Buddy Ware is your race leader. Keenan Batters in second. Jacob Fields in third. Kobe Cooper fourth. Garrett Boyd in fifth. Jacob Smuts sixth. Cody Kelly seventh. David Konjerski in eighth. And Jason Schilling in ninth. Didn't even make it a lap before we had a caution here at Williams Grove. Lights are still on the pace track. We're going to top the hill here at Williams Grove. Tim, there you are. Glad to see you checking in on the chat. We're in the middle of heat race number 2, or we just actually started heat race number 2. But having a little bit of trouble here with cautions. Got 19 cars here in the race. Tyler Schell won heat race number 1 if you just joined us. Speaking of that, we know Tim always does, but if you are in watching the race, whether on Twitch, YouTube, or Facebook, send a message in the chat. We'll get it. Tell us who you're rooting for and where you're watching from, and we'll give you a shout out here on the broadcast as we get back to green flag racing. I hear sheet metal crinkling. Jacob Smuts has turned around. We got a 3-4 car pileup back there in 1 and 2, but it looks like they're going to get straightened out and get rolling again, so we're going to stay green. Jacob Fields, Buddy Ware battling it out here for the race lead. We're going to keep an eye on this battle as they come around to complete lap number 2 of 8. Fields and Ware. Coming down the backstretch this time. Jacob Fields able to pull away by just over a car length over Buddy Ware. Garrett Boyd now in the 3rd position, but he's got a rearview mirror full of the 13 of Cody Kelly. And now Jacob Fields able to pull away from Buddy Ware. Garrett Boyd runs up on the back of Buddy Ware. There could be a battle coming here for the 2nd place spot. Cody Kelly dives it on in there in 3 and 4. He gets a good rotation with that car, and he's going to be able to drive underneath Garrett Boyd on exit. He dove that car in there, had that car sitting perfectly through 3 and 4. Able to make up a lot of time on Boyd. Coming to 3 to go this time. See if Kelly can do it again. He gets that car turned early into the corner, rides that bottom line, and watch him on exit. He's going to be able to make some more time up. Garrett Boyd got to go to run that time out of the middle of 3 and 4. Kelly had to check up, not to run over Boyd there. Boyd went down to the low side. Both of them trying to look for a way around Buddy Ware. And now here comes Keenan Batters into the mix. 2 to go this time. Jacob Fields pulling away out front. Almost a 1.5 seconds. And there, Garrett Boyd's finally got some room. He's going to slide up in front of Buddy Ware. Ware going to cross him back over. Here comes Cody Kelly. They make a little contact. Kelly saves it from going 90 degrees into the inside wall. That'll allow Buddy Ware get up, or fall back to third. That'll let Garrett Boyd slide up to the second position as the white flag comes in the air. And Buddy Ware able to run away from Cody Kelly here down the front stretch. White flag in the air. Let's jump back up to your race leader, Jacob Fields. Going to come around and take the School of Sim Racing heat race win. Garrett Boyd, Buddy Ware going to round out second and third. Kelly fourth, Batters fifth, Cooper sixth, Schilling seventh, Smuts eighth, and Kinjerski in ninth. We'll see what we do here. It looks like we're going to go to a warm-up session. So, no feature, or no B main or C main, I should say. We will have our feature, but we're going to take a quick warm-up session. So while we do that, for 2 minutes, we're going to run a commercial. And we'll come back with your feature action right here on the racetrack. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Practice session getting ready to wrap up. Jacob Fields currently the fastest. We'll show you the top 10 right now as they stand. Fields, Cooper, Brown, Andrews, Olson, the top 5. Kelly, Click, Breed, Schilling, and Kinjerski, your top 10. Getting ready to advance it to our feature. Every car making it into the feature tonight that was in the server. All 19 that showed up here for week number 9. Makes it easy on me tonight, not having to do an LCQ. Just going to go straight to the feature, which is already getting ready to grid out on the racetrack. Roger moving things along here tonight. So here is your grid for the Wichita Tire and Alignment Wednesday Night Warrior feature. Your pole sitter is Tyler Schell. Starting to his outside in the second position will be Jacob Fields. Row number 2 starting third, Mason Hannigan. Starting fourth, Garrett Boyd. Row number 3 starting fifth, Kevin Click. Starting sixth, Buddy Ware. Row number 4 starting 7th, Chris Brown. Starting 8th, Cody Kelly. Row number 5 starting 9th, Logan Andrews. Starting 10th, Keenan Batters. Row number 6 starting 11th, Cody Olson. Starting 12th, Kobe Cooper. Row number 7, wait for it. Sometimes I feel like the system likes to just add a dramatic pause. There we go. Row number 7, 13th, Jason Enoch. 14th, Jason Schilling. 2 Jasons there on row number 7. Row number 8. Starting 15th, Peter Breeze. Starting 16th, Jacob Smuts. Row number 9. Starting 17th, Rory Collins. Starting 18th, David Kinjerski. And row number 10, rounding out the field, starting 19th, Michael List. Get ready to go. 35 green flag only laps. Hopefully we can keep them clean and click them off. Here. Scott, thanks for checking in. Turning some dirt racing on while you're getting some work done. Not a bad deal. Green flag getting ready to go in the air. And our Wichita Tire and Alignment Wednesday Night Warrior feature is underway. Tyler Schell leading us to the green flag. Gonna hold the lead through turns 1 and 2. He's got a battle now with Jacob Fields as they head into 3 and 4. Right behind him, Garrett Boyd in the 3rd place position at the moment. Coming around to complete lap number 1, Jacob Fields will lead the first lap. Tyler Schell hanging in there on the inside line. Boyd having to deal with Mason Hannigan now. Boyd able to pull up into the 3rd place spot, catch a little breather from the pressure from Hannigan. Here they come around to complete lap number 2. Fields still holding off Tyler Schell. And we got our first caution flag of the night. And it's Jacob Smuts in the 1 car. Someone got into the wall down the front stretch. Is that Buddy Ware? It was Buddy Ware. And I think Jason Schilling got into him as well as they were coming down the front stretch. But coming down the back stretch, it is Jacob Smuts and Peter Breeze. They get together. Breeze stops the car in 3 and 4. Gets together with Smuts, and then Smuts tries to get the car under control when David Kinjerski just rear ends him, spins that 1 car around, and brings out our first caution of the night. Tim, I'm not sure about the watch party option. I'd have to go look at that. I haven't really tried it out either, so not quite sure. That would be a bummer if they don't. Only made it to lap 3 before we had our first caution here in the feature. Last week, Garrett Boyd was your winner. Cody Kelly finished on the podium, and Jacob Smuts rounded it out in the 3rd place spot. Boyd has actually finished back-to-back weeks on the podium. He took a 3rd place in week number 7. We were at Kokomo last week for our big blocks, in Volusia the week before with these ump mods. Next week we'll be back in action again for week number 10 with our big blocks once again. We have crossed the halfway point in the season. 17 races here to decide the championship. We're on week number 9. Double file ready to go. Pace truck going to pull away out of turn 4. Jacob Fields and Tyler Schell going to lead us to the green flag once again. This time swapping positions. Green flag in the air. Good restart there for Jacob Fields as he heads into turns 1 and 2. And there's contact between Hannigan and a few others back there. Hannigan going to lose 2, 3, 4, maybe 5 more. They're pinballing off each other. I saw a car go around. Don't know who it is, and it's going to bring out a caution. Is it Cody Olson? It was Cody Olson. I got pinballed around. So we're going to take a look back here. Olson running, I think, just outside the top 10. See Hannigan get together here in the middle. They start pinballing off each other. Colby Cooper right behind Hannigan. Olson gets into batters, spins it around. And who was that? Enoch that flipped Olson over, and then it was once again the 1 of Jason Schilling that sent Olsen for the 360 there in the middle of the backstretch. See Olsen pulling it down pit road there. So getting ready to go try this again. That's interesting, Tim. Like I said, I don't know a ton about it, but I can definitely look into it a little bit here after we're done and try to figure it out, or maybe talk to Roger. I don't know. Or one of the guys, maybe someone knows. You can ask around in the chat or something. We're only on lap number 4 of 35. Me either, Tim. Me either. I'm going to try this for a third time, see if we can get a little bit of a run in here. Williams Grove, kind of known to cause some issues with cautions. And when you get cautions here at Williams Grove, it takes quite a while. About a minute a pace lap under caution. So I can click off time pretty easy. I'm going to go single file this time to try it, and Jacob Fields really makes Tyler Schell wait on that one. I think Schell was on and off the brake about 3 or 4 times waiting for Fields to actually go there on the restart. Fields able to pull away from Schell for the time being. Someone just spun to the inside. That was Garrett Boyd. Garrett Boyd tried to dive it underneath Tyler Schell for the second place spot. He clipped the inside tire or wall down there in the middle of 3 and 4 and spun it out in the middle of the racetrack. Brings out our third caution. Let's go look at the 88 car and see how this happened. Here he is, running in the third spot, feeling pressure from Hannigan. Dives it down in, and actually he didn't touch anything. He touched Schell. That was just enough contact to turn it around. You see Smuts and Enoch both come in to contact with the 88 because they have nowhere to go there on the low line in 3 and 4. And that's your third caution of the night. That'll shake it up a little bit. That puts Mason Hannigan into a podium position at the moment. Garrett Boyd going to have to work his way back up to try to get up here for the third straight week on the podium. Not saying he can't do it. Still got plenty of time to get it done. That is, if we can stay green. Here is your current top 10. Jacob Fields, Tyler Schell, Garrett Boyd. Nope, that is not correct because Garrett Boyd is not in the top 3. It is Jacob Fields, Tyler Schell, Mason Hannigan, Kevin Click, Chris Brown, top 5. Kobe Cooper, Cody Kelly, Jason Enoch, Logan Andrews, and Jason Schilling, your top 10. Graphic there had not updated yet, so I still had Garrett Boyd in that position. I think we're going to try to go green once again here, this time out of turn 4. Jacob Fields going to try it once again, trying to hold off. Tyler Schell, we'll see if he can change it up again on Schell. Schell a little bit more patient that time. Fields waiting even a little bit longer on the restart. Into 3 and 4 we go. I don't think we've made it a lap or 2 without a caution. Fields, Schell, and Hannigan. Top 3, let's look back here at Kevin Click. He's not too far off in the 025 car. Kelsey, I like the encouragement and the support. I did think I saw Mason give him might have been a little bit of a tap there heading into 3 and 4. We'll keep an eye on him as he comes. He's already up to the 15th position. So in 2-3 laps, he's already made up 4 or 5 spots. Let's see if he can make his way up. Like I said, I'll keep an eye on him as he goes. But we got a battle possibly starting here between Jacob Fields and Tyler Schell. They've pulled away from Mason Hannigan in 3rd. Schell looking to the inside of Fields, going to stay on the low line, exiting 4. I hear sheet metal crinkling. And there is the caution. Logan Andrews, the Keenan Batters as well involved. Let's go look. Logan Andrews in the 20 car. Well, let's go look at Batters. I think it started before that. Let's go look. Obviously, it wasn't Logan Andrews that had an issue. Here's Keenan Batters in the 020 car, right behind Peter Breeze. He almost clipped the wall there coming out of 2. Almost clipped the outside wall, and he gets a shot from Garrett Boyd and then gets ran over by Buddy Ware. Let's take a look at that again. It's going to be next lap around. So it looked interesting. I think Boyd gave him just a tiny little bump. And then he just gets clobbered by Buddy Ware. I don't know if Buddy Ware had somewhere to go or didn't have anywhere to go. Oh no, he did. I don't think Boyd actually touched him at all. He got back into the back end of Breeze, kind of got around, and then Buddy Ware just absolutely clobbered him. We're still waiting to go green. That one would have hurt if we weren't doing iRacing. Sure, Keenan probably pretty happy right now that that was virtual and not in real life. So I think we have lost our leader. I think we have lost connection with Jacob Fields, your race leader, because Tyler Schell now has the lead. Mason Hannigan's in 2nd, and Chris Brown is on the podium. Kelsey, be glad to know Garrett has almost drove himself up inside the top 10, probably with a little bit of luck. But unfortunate circumstances there for your race leader, Jacob Fields. Green flag back in the air, lap 8 in the books. Still lengthy ways to go here. Finish this one out in week number 9. Schell able to lead lap number 10 there, but Hannigan and Chris Brown right there with him. Let's look at Brown, see who's coming behind him. Kevin Click in the 4th spot. Kobe Cooper's lurking back there as well. Cooper is your points leader so far on the season. Looking to try to get up here and get a good finish, help that point situation. He's got a 72-point lead over the guy sitting in the 6th place position, Cody Kelly. Cooper looking to the inside there of Kevin Click. Couldn't make it work out of 2. Cooper driving it in. We got another caution on lap number 13. And we got Michael List and Jason Enoch turned around there in 3 and 4. Here's List. I'm guessing that he's just going to get caught in a tough situation. He just spun it out on his own. I don't know if he was trying to avoid Enoch there or not. Let's go see what happened to Enoch. See why he was in the outside wall. I can find him here in a second. There he is. Let's see why Jason Enoch was sitting up against the wall in 3 and 4. There he is, coming out of 2, just ahead of Kendrowski and Olson. Into 3 and 4 we go. Does he get a little bump? Does he get a little help? And this might be next time around we see him go around. Into 3 and 4 this time. Clips the inside wall, turns around, catches Olson, and into the wall he goes. Jump back up here to the front so we don't miss the restart. Tim, I did not see your flyer just yet. I have not actually talked to Roger too much in the last week. No, he hasn't been feeling the best, so I'll talk to him. If I haven't seen it, I'll definitely go check it out. And I'm sure we'll, of course, share it. Do everything we can. How about this by Tyler Shell? Totally messing up Mason Hannigan on the restart. Brake checking him. Keeping all of them honest behind him. So it's Shell, Hannigan, Chris Brown, your top 3. Kevin Click still holding the 4 spot over Colby Cooper, Cody Kelly. And I'm going to say that he's in the 7th position. Garrett Boyd driven his way back up here. We've completed 15 out of 35 laps. 20 to go. Could be a long 20 laps left. Chris Brown has got around Mason Hannigan for the 2nd spot. Can Brown figure something out here? Let's keep an eye. Hannigan now on the bubble. Let's go look at this battle because there's some top guys up here in this series battling it out for 5th, 6th, and 7th. It looks like Kevin Click might have had some trouble there in 3 and 4. That's going to allow Colby Cooper to close in a little bit. Garrett Boyd in the 6th spot and Cody Kelly in the 7th spot. Boyd had a tire underneath Cooper there in 1 and 2. Couldn't do anything down the backstretch. Go through 3 and 4. This is now 4th, 5th, 6th, and 7th. And they are tire to tire across the line, Boyd and Cooper. Cooper draws back even down the backstretch. Boyd checks up through 3 and 4. We got a caution on the racetrack. I was hoping that wasn't going to be the case. We had started to get on a little bit of a run there. Who is it this time? Enoch looks like he's all right. Smuts. if Smuts have some trouble. Yeah, the one car is headed down pit road. Let's see why. Just in front of Konjerski, just behind Olsen. That seems where this area seems like a lot of cautions have come out. And there is Smuts, and look at that. Was that Enoch? No, that was Schilling. That just pile drove Konjerski down the backstretch after Smuts clipped the outside wall and came down through the middle of the backstretch. So we get back up with your race later. Let's see, how many cautions have we had? We've had 6 cautions. We got 17 laps still to go here in the feature. Appreciate all of you that are checking in and watching, whether it's on YouTube, Twitch, or Facebook. You got nothing else to do tonight. You want to see some more racing action? We're going to have 2 shows going on, hopefully as long as Roger's feeling up to it and going to do it. We're going to have the National Auto Racing Club big blocks on the racetrack at 9:30. Roger will have the broadcast on Facebook, Twitch, and YouTube. And at the same time, I'm going to be on Facebook Live with the Dirt Kings Ump Mods. We get back-to-back Ump Mod shows here. As soon as this one wraps up, I'm going to head on over there and get ready for that show. They're in week 3 of their season. And they will be at Fairbury for their race. They're approaching the halfway point in their season as well. Green flag in the air. Once again, here we go. Lap number 19 in the book, 16 to go. We keep an eye back here on the podium position because Mason Hannigan is feeling the pressure, and he got a little tap there from Kevin Click. Look at who's rolling the bottom. Here comes the 88 of Garrett Boyd. He's marching his way back up to the front, and I think he's cleared, or almost cleared, Kevin Click. And we got a caution on the racetrack that might just lose everything Garrett Boyd just did. Let's see, trying to figure out who brought out the caution. Was it List? I think it was. Let's go see it. 370 after the restart. Around Roy Collins, Peter Breeze. Yep, clipped that outside wall. That one's been a major factor tonight. Enoch and Smuts both get some more contact there. And Andrews was right behind him. So we'll try it again. Tyler Schell, Chris Brown, Mason Hannigan, Kevin Click, Garrett Boyd, your top 5. Colby Cooper, Cody Kelly, Cody Olson, David Konjerski, and Rory Collins, your top 10. We'll have 15 to go this time when we go green. Get them stacked back up. Pace truck going to dive off, and here we go again. We're going to try it once again. See if we can finish it off. My prediction is probably another caution here soon, but we'll see. Green flying back in the air, and once again, Tyler Schell leading us through 1 and 2. Mason Hannigan in there trying to look to the inside of Chris Brown. Kevin Click in the 4th spot, Garrett Boyd in 5th, and Colby Cooper in 6th. Hannigan's not going to have this final podium spot without a hard challenge. Boyd to the inside of Click here for the 4th spot. They're dead even at the line. They'll go into 1 and 2, see who can pull the advantage down the backstretch. Boyd looks to have it. I don't know if he can slide up and clear him, and he will. He'll clear Kevin Click for the 4th spot. Oh, Click's got around. Cooper got some help. Cody Kelly almost spun it around as well. They both get it straightened out and rolling again. Hannigan almost spins it out in 1 and 2. That's going to allow Garrett Boyd. He has done it. He has drove back up to the podium position. He's got around Mason Hannigan with a little bit of luck from Hannigan there, getting a little loose in 1 and 2. How far can he go, though? Hannigan trying to just hang on to the car as he's starting to either drive on the edge as he gets into the wall, or that car is really going away from him. We're looking at Garrett Boyd, your 3rd place driver right now. Tyler Schell out by 0.6 of a second. Chris Brown keeping him honest up there out front, but Garrett Boyd's coming for both of them now. He's closed the gap. About 3 to 0.4 of a second from Brown to Boyd. Believe it or not, this time around will be 10 to go here in the feature. I thought Tyler Schell would have pulled out farther on the field, but these 3 now have broke away, and they're going to start to do battle. Garrett Boyd has reeled them in, and he's looking to the inside of Chris Brown. He's got Schell on the bottom line with him, but he has pulled about half a car length within Brown there as they go down the backstretch. Brown was able to pull away. Boyd's going to have to work that bottom and try to navigate it with Tyler Schell being down there as well, and he might know that Boyd is the fastest car on the racetrack right now, so he's blocking that bottom line. It's going to be tough for Boyd to get around Brown and Schell as long as Schell stays down there on the bottom. Lap number 27 in the books, and that time I think Boyd had Brown at the line as they went into 1 and 2, though I think Brown was able to just narrowly pull an advantage. Boyd has cleared him. Garrett Boyd into the 2nd position. Now he's just got 1 more car to go get. Can he get it done? He's got a few laps to work on Tyler Schell. Lap 28 in the books. So we got 7 more laps for the 88 car to try to get it done. Michael List having a little bit of frustration here, saying that he doesn't like Williams Grove. For a time constraints matter, I'm sure Roger would probably agree with you. Williams Grove takes quite a while to do, and we've seen how much of an issue it can cause on drivers here tonight. There are 7 or 8 cautions that we've had, and now Tyler Schell has put the throttle pedal to the floorboard. He is starting to pull a little bit of an advantage over Garrett Boyd in the 2nd place position. It's up to 0.8 of a second now. We'll keep an eye on the margin, and we'll look back here at Chris Brown. He's got a comfortable advantage over Mason Hannigan. Hannigan into the wall. I think he's having some issues trying to hold on to that race car. He almost just spun it out. He is definitely struggling with that car. Cody Cooper going to try to come around as well. Cody Olsen has drove himself up here as well. Tyler Schell coming out of turn number 4. 3 laps left to go. Two to go this time. Top 3 have broke away. They're pretty evenly spaced. Looks like they're gonna finish it out here. I don't think Garrett Boyd's gonna have enough. He's almost a full 1.5 behind now. He's almost got a full 1.5 over Chris Brown as well. White flag is in the air. It seemed like early on we might never get to this point, but it is in the air. Final lap, and this will end. No more cautions. Just one more corner for your race leader. Coming out of 3 and 4. For the Wichita Tire and Alignment feature win, it'll go to Tyler Shell. Garrett Boyd going to come across and claim his 3rd straight podium with a come-from-behind effort. And Chris Brown going to round out the podium. Mason Hannigan, Colby Cooper, Kevin Click, Cody Olson, Cody Kelly, and Jason Schilling. Jacob Smots going to round out the podium. Or round out the top 10, not the podium, my bad. Let's get our top 3 up here, though. Get them parked on the front stretch. Watch your race leader come on around and park it on the front stretch. There it is, Tyler Sheldon. We got the other 3 cars right there in front of him. We'll back it up for us. Why not? Ram. Oh, look at that. It's going to space them out nice and well. All right. Let's see if we can get a better picture of these 3. That one almost worked. Flag stand wasn't in the way. That one would work. That one's definitely not. Might have to stick with that one we had. Just go back up to the press box. Call that one good. And bring in your top 3 from tonight. See if we can find. There they are, waiting for us already. Just got to wait for Chris Brown. Might be talking to Roger, or we'll see if we can get him. See if we can drag him up real quick. Chris, you got a copy?
Yes, sir. I got you.
All right, man. 3rd place effort here tonight. What'd you think of the racetrack, and what'd you think to get yourself up here on the podium?
This is my first race of the league. I just kind of came in here to check out what was going on in here to see how the racing was. Pretty awesome. Track slicked off a lot more than I kind of expected it to, and the bottom went away, or the bottom came in pretty good at the end of the race, and the top kind of went away, and that's where I was, and I need to run some more practice laps at the bottom.
I was going to say, I thought this was your first race. Wasn't 100% positive, but a pretty good way to start off your first race here in the series with a podium. Is there anyone you want to thank here for your finish tonight?
Yeah, thank you guys for putting on the broadcast, DSRL for putting on the league, and my wife for letting me race.
All right, and that's your 3rd place finisher, Chris Brown. We'll let him go finish what he's got to do for the night. We'll bring your 2nd place finisher up here in the booth, Garrett Boyd. Garrett, you got a copy?
Yes, sir.
All right, there we go. Had a little bit of adversity throughout the race, but you were able to overcome it and finish on the podium for the 3rd straight week. You want to talk about your race and what you had to do to drive yourself back up here and finish on the podium?
Yeah, we just kind of had that little spin at the early on, and just had to play the patient game, getting around everybody, and had to just run that low line as much as I could. I knew it was going to come in towards the end, but I didn't think it was going to come in as good as it did.
You seemed like you kind of had a shot there at Tyler Shell for a little bit, and then he kind of pulled away there from you at the end. Was it the line going away, or did his car just a little bit faster than yours towards the end of the race?
I don't think the line went away. I just kind of got a little frustrated. I wasn't gaining any, and I just kind of started making small mistakes.
3 weeks in a row now up here on the podium. How does it feel, and is there anyone you want to thank for your podium finish tonight?
It feels good. I mean, we're starting to gain some momentum, starting gaining a little bit of spots in the championship. I ran a special paint scheme this weekend for this week for my grandma. That's about the only person I want to shout out today.
All right. That's your 2nd place finisher, Garrett Boyd. We will get your race winner up here in the booth. Mason Hannigan, or not Mason Hannigan, Tyler Shell. What am I thinking? Let's grab Tyler Shell. Hannigan came 4th. Tyler, you got a copy?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, I got you. All right, man. started up front most of the night. Had to deal with what probably was a little bit of bit of luck there. I don't know exactly what happened to Jacob Fields, but he take over the race. Had quite a few restarts he had to deal with. How difficult is that as a race leader to have 7-8 cautions like that?
It's pretty hard to just keep nailing them and get good restarts and don't mess up going into one. Because if you mess up going into one, they're going to capitalize on it. So I'm just trying to, if you're going to mess up, don't do it first couple laps, and then it's probably the biggest thing. But other than that, it was a pretty smooth sailing other than the beginning there with Jacob. I thought I was a little better than him, and then something happened to him, and I just kind of was just coasting. I don't know, not coasting, but just easy sailing, I would say, for the rest of the race.
Yeah, car was definitely pretty fast. Was there the car setup, the line that you liked? What was it that made it so fast here tonight?
It was just line, just being able to hit the correct line and stuff. I think the bottom 1 and 2 came in a lot, and 1 and 2, the bottoms. So for sure that was good. And then the bottom and 3 and 4 was getting pretty good there at the end again. Just got to hit the grip.
Garrett was starting to catch you there on the bottom. Were you aware of that, or just know that bottom line started to come in?
It was getting really long around the top in 1 and 2, and there's a lot of grip there. Just was waiting for, looking at lap times and just waiting to see if it was ever going to come in.
All right. Is there anyone you want to thank here for your race win tonight?
Just like to thank you for broadcasting, Roger, for putting this on, and then I was up SimSport.
All right, that is your race winner here tonight in week number 9, Tyler Shell. We will give you the final results before we wrap it up here tonight with race number 1. As we said, Tyler Shell, Garrett Boyd, and Chris Brown, your podium finishers. Mason Hannigan comes up 1 spot short. In 4th, Colby Cooper rounds out your top 5. 6th, Kevin Click. 7th, Cody Olson. 8th, Cody Kelly. 9th, Jason Schilling. And 10th, Jacob Smuts. Roy Collins is 11th. Peter Breeze is 12th. Jason Enoch, 13th. David Konjerski, 14th. And Logan Andrews in 15th. 16th, Michael List. 17th, Jacob Fields. 18th, Keenan Batters. 19th, Buddy Ware. And that will do it here for week number 9 of the DSRL Wednesday Night Warrior Series, brought to us by Wichita Tire and Alignment. Thank you to all the sponsors here at the Dirt Racing Network that make this possible, and of course the DSRL. We're going to wrap this up here quickly so that way Roger and I can get off to our 2 next shows and kind of get prepared. So if you got nothing else to do here on this Wednesday night, come on out, watch either the National Auto Racing Club Big Block Modifieds at 9:30, or you can come over to Facebook and watch the Dirt Kings Ump Mods as well. It's going to wrap it up. Thank you to everyone that tuned in and watched. For Roger Wagner, I'm Dom Santino. Hope to see you in a little bit. If not, have a good night, everyone.
Alrighty, good evening, everyone. Gonna get right to it. Qualifying about to go down. NARC School of Sim Racing Big Block Modifieds from Kokomo tonight. Good to have everybody in the house watching. Appreciate you, Mr. Tim. Thank you very much for being part of the show, as usual. The driver is going to go and take time. We think while they do that, we should do what we always do. We honor the great nation that we live in. Honor the good Lord above. Do our invocation and our national anthem.
We take you down onto the track for our opening ceremonies.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise. Please remove your hats.
And now, please welcome Pastor Sam Foley from Port Orange, Florida, to deliver tonight's invocation.
Father, we ask today that you protect and bless those who participate in this race. May they use good sportsmanship and respect for each other. And we'll thank you and praise you in Jesus' name. Amen.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
All right, a big thank you to Mr. and Mr. Foley. Qualifying has wrapped up. Tommy Brandon, your quick qualifier this evening. He will start on the pole for our first heat race. We'll get ready to head down to our starting grid. Heat race number 1 from the pole, the School of Sim Racing, Team SSR, number 35 from Marysville, California. Tommy Brandon on his outside. His teammate in the 99 from Birdsboro, Pennsylvania, Greg LeMay. Second row on the inside, Jacob Ludwig. The 81 car, and on the outside of him in the 13 machine, Ryan Wagenschutz out of Lanesburg, Michigan. Third row inside the 77, Ryan Washak. And on his outside in the 19 is going to be Waylon Wilson. Your fourth row on the inside, Robert Boggs in the 51 machine. And on the outside of him, the Heartbreaker Graphics Wraith Racing, number 58 out of Houston, Texas, Josh Hart. And on the back row, all by himself, in the 76 machine, going to be Brad Spittle. Top 4 from each heat go directly to your feature. Good looking rides sitting out here on this starting lineup. Short tonight, very quick lap times around the third of a mile, Kokomo Speedway. Get ready for Tommy Brandon. It'll bring us to the green right here.
Green flag.
Green flag into the air. Brandon quickly to the point. LeMay is going to slip right into second. Ludwig is going to fall into third. Going to be a good battle for fourth right now. Wagenschutz and Washak back and forth, and right now Washak has the advantage. Washak on the inside in the 77 loses the advantage to Wagenschutz on the high side. These guys are around turns 1 and 2, down the back stretch and off into turn 3. Camera set up right on the infield. You can see them coming by. Jump up and take a look at the front. Still Brandon hanging on to our lead. Halfway home this time by heat race number 1. Still Brandon, LeMay, Ludwig. Now Wagenschutz has settled into the 4th position. Washak still giving chase, but he's going to have a little bit of work to do. He's going to have to maybe make a slide job to get around that 81 machine. He wants to improve and not be your bubble boy right now. Ryan Wilson's trying to chase down Wagenschutz. Just don't think he's going to be close enough. Make anything happen with one of these transfer spots. All Tommy Brandon with 2 to go this time by heat race number 1. Guys right up against the outside fence. You can see that top 4, every single one of them up there. Top 5. 6th place, Brad Spittle, excuse me. The first one and not up on the outside, and he has moved from 9th to 6th. By doing what he's doing right there. Robert Boggs behind that. Josh Hart. But we are going to catch Tommy Brandon coming out of turn 4 to pick up the heat race win in heat number 1. Greg LeMay, Jacob Ludwig, and Ryan Wagenschutz. Going to go to the feature with him. Everybody else, consolation time. So quickly 1 in the books. Get ready to move to heat race number 2 here. Run down the starting grid. On the pole, 74 car, Kirk Nye on his outside. From Farmington, Missouri, and the 32 machine is going to be Thomas Beckett. Second row, inside, the 117 of Jeremy Prey, and on his outside, Kyle Wergowski in the 17. Third row on the inside, Todd Hutton in the 20. And the 53 of Scott Smith on his outside. Your fourth row inside going to be the 001 of Wade Fields. And on the outside of him, the Garmin Properties SSR GSR Garmin Sim Racing, number 18 from Jacksonville, Illinois, Brandon Garmin. And on the back row, the Dirt Slinger Wraps Mid-South Dirt Slingers, number 92, out of Mustang, Oklahoma, Corey Austin. All right, 10 more laps, 4 more cars to the feature. Green flag in the air. Keep an eye mid-pack, see if anything develops there before we jump to the front. As Nye darted out in front of everybody, and he is going to open up a pretty good gap on the first lap here. Thomas Beckett hanging on to second right in front of Jeremy Prey. Then Todd Hutton made a move down the inside and took fourth away from Wergowski. Wergowski, the 17W, still trying to run the top side. See if over the long haul he can make that work. But I think right now Todd Hutton has what he needs in the 98 down on the very bottom. Hutton almost hugging the grass to the center of the corners. Keeping that 98 car pinned right down there. Eventually, though, I think something's going to give you. Either he's going to put Prey in a box, put Prey up on the bubble right in front of Wergowski, which he's done now. So now it is Nye, Beckett, Hutton, and Prey. 1, 2, 3, 4. Wergowski, the 17 car, that black and red machine. The first guy on the outside looking in, and we're watching him try to pick his way into a transfer spot. Now shifts his focus from the top to the middle. 4 laps to go. side by side that time down the back stretch and into 3 and 4. This is the battle for the 4th and final direct transfer spot. Dead even at the line. Going to be a 3-car battle in just a second. 92 machine of Austin. Corey Austin right in the middle of this now. Not even watching our front 3. There is no battle there. It is right here. Austin now around the very bottom has moved his way into that 4th and final transfer spot. So he started 9th, now 4th. White flag. Kurt Nye up on the top. Going to win heat race 2 easily. Thomas Beckett 2nd. Todd Hutton in 3rd. And Corey Austin from 9th to 4th in the heat race is going to take home one of those coveted transfer spots. Third and a final heat race. On the pole, Kyler Bruce in the 7 machine. On the outside of him, the 1 car of Jason Korn. Row 2 on the inside, the 01, Derek Bond. Outside, Kyle Swader. Whoops, we zipped right through that. We weren't supposed to. 3rd row on the inside, the Tim Stiles BMRS Black Diamond Motorsports number 1X. From Pittsboro, Indiana, Mason Hannigan on the outside of him. District Fitness Cidery. Bad Racing 32, number 8 machine out of Greenville, South Carolina, Brent Allen. On the inside of the 4th row, from East Greensboro, New York, the 28 of Jeff Sharp, and on his outside, from Stroudsburg, Pennsylvania, 55 of Zach Miller. On the back row, Brian Sizemore in the 14 machine. So the final 9 cars looking for 4 transfer spots. Then we will start our consolation races. Right now, 31B, Kyler Bruce. Quick start for him. Bruce going to take the lead into 1 and 2. Korn behind that. Derek Bond. Bond's got company on the inside. 27 machine. It's actually Mason Hannigan. I'm used to him being in the 1X. Not in that machine tonight. So we'll shift our focus to the 27 of the Little Hurricane, Mason Hannigan. Sitting in what appears to be second after his run around to the bottom. Jeff Sharp gave up the spot. Now tries to take it back from Hannigan. Hannigan going to shut the door in 3 and 4. Sharp's got to check the car down just a little bit. Keep it Bruce Hannigan, Derek Bond. Jason Korn has fallen all the way back to 5th. Now make it 6th. Yeah, still battling 5th, 6th, and 7th right here. 4th in the middle of this as well. You see Allen up there. Bond in the 24 right against the top. He is your 4th and final transfer car at the moment. Jason Korn is still in the middle of this. Derek Bond is still right in this. Another great battle for transfer positions. Heat races just continue to be exciting. Oh, that time into the fence. Bond not able to keep the car out of the fence. That's going to ruin his shot. 3 to go this time. Bruce, Sharp, Hannigan, and Allen your top 4 now as things have cleaned out and settled out quite a bit. Jason Korn in 5th. Then Swader, Miller, Sizemore, Bond actually able to get the car going, but way out of this one. Less than 2 to go. Kyler Bruce right against the outside. He's going to see the white flag first. Jeff Sharp right behind that. Then Mason Hannigan and Brent Allen. Oh, that time Korn clipped a tire going through 1 and 2. Bruce is going to win heat race number 3. Jeff Sharp 2nd. Mason Hannigan 3rd. Brent Allen in 4th. Then Swader, Miller, Sizemore, Bond, and Korn. Quick heat race action for you tonight, guys. A very small field C main right here. And have 7 cars in it. Going to be Sizemore and Washock on the front row. Garmin and Bond in row number 2. Hart and Fields in row 3. And Jason Korn filling out the 7-car field. So far, I only see 2 cars. There they both come. So we will have all 7 cars. Let these guys roll off. We need to take a look at a problem that I just developed. Yeah, that'll fix that easily. Sorry, a little technical glitch. I forgot to turn something off that I needed to turn off. All right. Top 4 from here going into the back of our B main. 7 cars for you. Sizemore, Washock, Garmin, Bond, Hart, Fields, and Korn. Green flag in the air. C main underway. Through 1 and 2 now. Starting to get 2 wide here. 3 wide down the backstretch that time. 14 car of Sizemore did not get a good run off the exit of 2. He's going to fall from the lead out of 2 to the time they come around the next time. All the way to 3rd. Ryan Washock took over the lead. Brandon Garmin settled into 2nd. Then Sizemore into 3rd. Derek Bond across the bottom into 4th. Or across the top, excuse me, was 4th at the line, but Hart took that down the inside in 1 and 2. So that 24 car is staying right up against the outside there. Able to get the momentum going. Bond has 4th. Now make it 3rd as he went around Sizemore going into 3. Then lost all that space going through the top of 3 and 4. We're keeping an eye on the battle for the last 2 transfer spots right here. Sizemore in the 14 has one of them. Derek Bond, the 24 car on the top side, has the other. Jason Korn, the 1 machine. Looking for a way to sneak through and take one of those. 4 to go this time by. Korn now along the inside on Sizemore. Can he move him up the hill, take the spot? This time out of 2, Jason Korn has a spot all the way up to 3rd for a moment. Can he keep it on the bottom? Yes, he can. Battle still for 4th between Bond and Sizemore. Derek Bond working the top shelf. 2 to go that time by. 3-car battle for the final transfer spot right here. Hart trying to get in on this and take a spot from Bond. Now Josh Hart, the 58 car, down on the inside at the white flag, had the 4th spot. Washock's going to transfer. Garmin's going to transfer. It looks like Korn is going to come with him. And so is Josh Hart. That's your 4 transfer cars. Bond, Sizemore, and Fields will be finished for the evening. A quick C main moves us right into the B main. Things moving along swimmingly, I must say. You're going to have Wilson and Wiergowski on row number 1. Swader and Spittle in row number 2. Prey and Miller, row 3. Boggs and Smith in row 4. Row 5, Washock and Garmin. And then Jason Korn and Josh Hart in the 6th and final row. You can take 8 of these cars and move them into your feature tonight. Not a lot of time to fool around. So I think, well, we've got just a second. Let's get a quick commercial in. All right, drivers rolling off. All right, green the next time. Out of turn number 4. B main, top 8. Move to your feature.
Green, green, green.
Green flag in the air. B main underway. Only missing one of our scheduled 12 cars. Zach Miller did not make the call. And right now, Waylon Wilson. And that 19 machine quickly to the front. Car tight through 3 and 4. Had to grab it up. Kyle Swader. That green and yellow and blue number 24 machine really had to take a hard look at the brake pedal there down in 3 and 4 the last time by to get that 24 car to square up for him. Lost him a couple of spots. So it's Wilson, Smith, Wiergowski, then Swader. Spittle in a 5th. Jeremy Prey, Jason Korn, and Brandon Garmin, your top 8 currently, but a hard charging Ryan Washok on the outside. Trying to take that 8th and final transfer spot away. Just not sure the top is as there as the bottom is right now. It's only 12 laps. And we're completing lap number 4. Still Wilson out in front. Scott Smith. Kyle Wiergowski in behind that. A good battle here for 4th and 5th. As Swader got the car back up underneath him, and he is starting to challenge as you see the same thing happen to Spittle right there in 3 and 4 as he lost a nose on that big block machine. Now takes the spot back in turns 1 and 2. Swader still working his way around in 5th, and Jason Korn's working the inside. He's up to 6th and closing the gap. Garmin in 7th and Prey still in 8th. We'll take a look where Washok's at. He was making a pretty good challenge a few laps ago. That has kind of settled out to about 4 or 5 car lengths currently. Back close to the front. Spittle went around Wiergowski that time. See a car there. Scott Smith clipped the infield tractor tire down in 3 and 4 the last time by. Just enough to upset the car, but not enough to cost him any positions. Wiergowski's about to have his hands full with both Korn and Swader. We're inside 4 to go here. Make it inside 3 to go. Down to just about 2 to go as Wilson's already coming out of turn 4. Get the 2 to go signal. And Smith, Spittle, Wiergowski, Korn, Swader, Garmin, and Washok in that battle with Prey. And Washok's got the top, got the spot. Keep him in the show for now. Wilson to the white flag. One more time around. He's going to easily win the B main, be in the big show tonight. Scott Smith 2nd. Brad Spittle in 3rd. Kyle Wiergowski, Jason Korn, Swader, Garmin, and Washok. Those are your 8 transfer cars. Prey, Hart, Boggs, and Miller all finished for the evening. Our 20-car field is set. We'll get ready to move on to feature time. Cars lining up out on our front stretch for us. Going to be Tommy Brandon on the pole, Kurt Nye to his outside. And then Kyler Bruce and Greg Lamy in row number 2. Row 3, Thomas Beckett, Jeff Sharp. The 4th row, Jake Ludwig, and Todd Hutton start 7th and 8th. 5th row, Mason Hannigan and Ryan Wagenschutz. Row 6, Corey Austin, Brent Allen. The 7th row, Waylon Wilson and Scott Smith. Row 8, Brad Spittle and Kyle Rogowski. Jason Korn and Brandon Garman in row 9. And on the back row, Kyle Swader and Ryan Washok. "40 laps of green flag racing. Couple of distinct grooves starting to show up. Laps are quick, things happen fast. Should be an exciting one. Ready for green flag action out of turn number 4. Green flag in the air. Tommy Brandon wasting no time, going straight to the top shelf. He'll have the lead down the backstretch and into 3 and 4 for the first time. Lap 1 to Tommy Brandon, then Nye is going to sit all the way back to 4th. He started 2nd. Greg LeMay jumped all the way up on the inside and took 2nd away. Kyler Bruce now is starting to work his way around the top side. He wants on that podium as well. 31B car making hay along the top row here. Greg LeMay working the top side in 1 and 2. Oh, that time out of shape. Going to keep the car straight. Just going to lose a whole bunch of spots. You saw it live. Kyler Bruce way out of shape down 1 and 2. He's going to fall all the way to 8. So LeMay 2nd, Nye 3rd. Beckett 4th. Hannigan is 5th. Now Hannigan and Beckett trading that 4th and 5th position back and forth from corner to corner here.
All right, man. Caution is out. Caution
for the first time. Into the infield. I want to say that's where Gowski's car. Let's see what happened to the 17W. Yeah, he's the one that ends up being all the way sideways right there, but that started a little bit in front of him. I'm not going to be able to say exactly who, but so Brandon, LeMay, Nye, Hannigan, Beckett, Ludwig, Sharp, Bruce, Austin, and Allen are the top 10 currently. All right, field formed up 2 by 2, pace truck into the infield. 34 laps still to go. Still Tommy Brandon
Green flag.
on the pole. Oh, contact. Nye and LeMay. Nye and LeMay had contact there right on the restart. They got it sorted out. LeMay comes away with 2nd. Nye still 3rd. Hannigan's 4th. Sharp and Beckett now battle 5th and 6th. Sharp on the inside in the 28 machine. Beckett in the 32. Beckett kept him pinned down, didn't give him exit room. Keeps him the spot for now. Corey Austin working on the inside. Really moving the 92 car forward as he just pushed it right around the inside, kept it down on the bottom. He got around Jeff Sharp, made it look pretty easy. Now going to set his sights on that 32 machine of Thomas Beckett right in front of him. LeMay is up here challenging for the lead. LeMay out of 2. Carried the left front all the way down the back stretch, just didn't have enough to take the spot away as Brandon just continues to rip the lip here. Keep that momentum all the way up. Maintain this scant quarter car lead that time. As LeMay is getting closer and closer to shutting the door with the slider in 1 and 2 each and every lap. Let's see if that bobble by LeMay gave him some breathing room. It did, just about a car and a half, 2 car lengths for Brandon. Hannigan up to third. Beckett into fourth. Nye moved his way into fifth. Here comes Washak. Washak with the slider out of 4. Move him into the 5th position. Now gets the wall out of 2. He's going to give up a spot. He and Corey Austin now going to focus on a little bit of a battle here. Oh, not anymore. That time Washak got the whole right side up on the fence. Got himself and got that 31 machine of Kyler Bruce as well. And both cars will be upside down. So, a couple more retirees. Oh. Nearing the halfway point. 16 of 40 have been completed. It has been all Tommy Brandon so far, but Greg LeMay made a challenge for a few laps after the last restart. See if he can do that again. Mason Hannigan up to third. Thomas Beckett is there in fourth. Corey Austin is fifth, and Nye now sitting in that sixth spot. Good start by the front two. Gonna single out Brandon LeMay. Now Beckett and Hannigan were side by side for third for just a moment. Hannigan got the advantage down the backstretch off the top side. Beckett to fourth. Corey Austin slid up to fifth. Oh, was that your leader? It looked like Tommy Brandon stuffed it in the outside fence. He came down the front stretch, headed off into 1 and 2. He was getting a pretty good squeeze play out of the 99 machine there, and he just kept his foot in it. Put it up into the outside retaining wall. That car heavily, heavily damaged. And have a hard time getting that one into its proper alignment in the pit stall for repairs. So it is not LeMay and Brandon. It is LeMay and Hannigan, Beckett, Austin, Nye, the top five. Spittle, Swader, Ludwig, Garmin, and Rogowski.
Lights are back on the pace car. We're not going green this time. We are not going
10.
green.
Extension of the caution flag period. I am sure that is to rearrange some cars. I'm sure a bunch of people were out of position right there. Because that caution seemed awfully quick to me. All right, lights off on the pace truck. Pace truck to the infield, green this time.
Green,
22 laps to go, green flag in the air. And now Greg LeMay up to the top shelf. Mason Hannigan in behind. Caution behind that. Oh, let's see. Wiergowski's in it. Brent Allen looked like maybe he was in this too. Down the corner. Yeah, Wiergowski gets a little around then. So does Brent Allen. Kyler Bruce was in that. So we'll line them back up, try it again. Pardon me. Still trying to work past this nasty COVID stuff. Hopefully the cough will go away in a few days. All right, single file for the restart.
Green flag, green flag.
Greg LeMay on the restart. Going to keep the lead. Mason Hannigan, Corey Austin, Thomas Beckett, and Kurt Nye, your top 5. Right now, watching this battle for 4th and 5th. Started to shape up to be pretty good for just a second. We're going to go up here and watch 2nd and 3rd. Hannigan's on the top. Austin running right around the middle at both ends. And not really losing much in the way of distance by doing so. That time lost a couple of car lengths down the backstretch to Mason Hannigan. Greg LeMay staying on the top shelf in 1 and 2. And then bringing her down right through the middle in 3 and 4. Clicking off 13.5-second laps. All right, in front of Mason Hannigan, Corey Austin. About the same. 10th and a half slower than your leader. Thomas Beckett, 4th. Kurt Nye, Kyle Swader, Brad Spittle, Jacob Ludwig, Kyle Wirgowski, and Brandon Garman. Maintaining your top 10 right now. Here's a good battle. Once again, Nye and Beckett at it. There was a little contact there. That time Nye gets the spot. Here comes Swader around the top side. He's going to try to take 5th away from Beckett. Beckett had a good run through 1 and 2 in the middle and was able to keep the spot out of Swader's hands. Look like we've settled in just a little bit. Former leader of the event, Tommy Brandon, got that suspension fixed pretty quickly there, and he is back up to 13th. On the last restart, he was dead last. He is now close to cracking the top 10 again, but I think he's a little leery of taking that thing back up against the outside wall for fear it may eat the 35 car one more time.
All right, man. Caution is out.
Caution.
Is out.
Let's go see if maybe Mr. Bruce or... Yep, Kyler Bruce got the 31 car way sideways. Gonna trigger a caution period. Every time you do that with company coming, flagman will throw a yellow handkerchief at you. All right. LeMay, Hannigan, Austin, Nye, and Beckett are still the top 5. So we're getting down to the 10 to go mark. We're right at 11 when we get the green this time. All right, back to double file restarts with 11 laps to go.
Green flag, green flag.
Green flag back in the air. Oh, big contact between your front 2 right there on the restart. That's going to open the door for everybody. Here comes Nye. He moved Austin up the hill, and everybody gets a reprieve. In behind all of this, and I'm not sure. Let's jump back here and see where it's got to be right in front of the 77 car. Oh, yeah. Yeah, there was a car that did a 360 right there. I'm not even sure who it was. Might have been that 18 machine right there. Might have been Garmin. It may have been Spittle. It was one of those 2 cars. Did a 360 down in turns 1 and 2. And it lasted just long enough to trigger flag. So that's going to reset that entire front row. It's going to put Austin back to 3rd. The big loser in that exchange, the 74 car of Kurt Nye, as he had gone from 4th to 1st before all of that happened, and we'll go back to single file restart. With 10 still to go on the board. A little body checking as we come to the green flag in the air. Safer start for sure. LeMay, Hannigan, Austin, Nye, Swader now. Your top 5. Here comes Wiergowski. He's running 6th. Garmin, the 18, taking a look on the inside there of Ludwig. He may have that spot. That's for 7th and 8th. Looks like cars were almost 4 wide down the backstretch last time. Spittle's on the inside. Brandon's up top. Tommy Brandon going to go 3-4 wide here on the exit of 4. All the guys down on the bottom. They're just leaving the top side open, and Brandon's going to go back up there and see if he can make use of it. LeMay still out in front. Big gap now between he and Hannigan. So we're going to have 5 to go this time out of turn 4. Corey Austin with a pretty good gap between himself and Hannigan, himself and Nye. That's your top 3 or 4 right there. Tommy Brandon up to 7th. We'll see where he ends the night. Back to the leader. 4 to go this time by. Mason Hannigan still second. Then Austin, Nye. Wiergowski is 5th. Garmin is 6th. Swader was 7th. And Tommy Brandon is still ripping the top side, trying to make up positions. 2 to go for LeMay this time, out of 4. Top of 1 and 2. He's going to go through the middle in 3 and 4. We've seen him do it almost the entirety of the race. He's going to get to the white flag first. Greg LeMay going to pick up the win here tonight if he can keep it straight for 2 more corners. Into 3 and 4. Final time. Checkered flag in the air. Greg LeMay wins your feature tonight. Mason Hannigan second. Corey Austin third. Looks like Kurt Nye is going to hang on for 4th. And Kyle Wiergowski is going to come home in 5th. Good recovery for Tommy Brandon. He comes all the way back to 6th. We'll get our top 3 in here. We'll wait for these guys to whip around here and get the cars parked. All right, we'll get them right there. That'll be perfect. That'll be excellent. Yeah, we got to find all these guys in the chat. That's the fun part. Oh, we got to get them to come down here too. May, Hannigan. Oh, where is Mr. Austin? Maybe we don't have a Corey Austin. Maybe we have to do this backwards and see if we can get Mr. Austin to come in here. Maybe that'll coax him in. Let's start with our winner. Hey, Greg LeMay, you there?
Hey, Roger, how are you?
I am better than the last time you talked to me. I know.
I'll do that too.
I am so ready for all this nonsense to be over. I'm actually starting to feel semi-human again, though. Man, pretty tough battle out there tonight. You got to battle Tommy Brandon for a long time, and then a big oops, and you inherit the lead there, and you really didn't get much of a challenge after that, man. Tell us about the feature.
Yeah, it went well. Me and Tommy getting real close and racing like that. I hate to see him go down. I apologize to him. We're in the same Discord, so I apologize to him probably 10 times for pushing him high there, and I never want to see a friend of mine wreck. So, but it was a good battle, me, Mason, and him for a while, and those guys are good drivers, so it was good fun.
Yeah, it looked like the top in 1 and 2 was a place to be, really, if you wanted to stay fast. And in 3 and 4, everybody was coming down. A couple of car widths, just too treacherous on the top, or that was where the best grip was?
Seemed like that was where the grip was at. I know these cars, the tires are very sensitive, and you got to keep it straight and hooked up, or you're in for bad news. So I was searching for grip in the heat, and then I watched those B and C mains, and I saw a lot of tacky stuff lurking there in the middle. So I just tried it out, and it seemed to be fast. I was catching Tommy at the beginning and then leaving Mason there at the end. So searched and found something that worked finally.
Well, a great run. You pick up the win tonight, man. Who you got on the car helping you out before we let you get out of here?
I mean, SSR, the guy's putting it on. I mean, Tommy Brandon, if anybody's looking for help driving a car on dirt, I mean, he's the man to look to. Great setups, great community, great people to help you out everywhere you look. I got the Elbows Up team now that I transferred over to. So it's Catch Fence Apparel, Flow Racing, Ergot Real Estate. I'm still learning a lot of their sponsors. BS Air, I'll get them down one of these days. But everybody over at Elbows Up, and Tyler Shell helped me out, spotting me all night and kind of making sure I was putting it in the right places.
Yeah, I used to have their whole list memorized. I talk to those guys so often on air, so it is a very long and distinguished list, man. We appreciate you taking the time to chat with us, man. We look forward to seeing you back here in Victory Lane soon.
Hey, thanks again, Roger, and thanks for putting the broadcast on. It's always great.
All right, your winner, Mr. Greg LeMay. Let's talk to second place. Let's get the Tropical Depression in here and talk to him real quick. Mason Hannigan, you there?
Yep.
Well, man, a good run for you. You stay inside the top 3 or 4 the entire race. You inherit a good spot when Tommy Brandon has trouble, and then you had your chance to challenge. What happened when you guys made contact on the restart?
Yeah, Greg was just quicker, and then I just needed it to go back to double file because I think that would have been my only shot to get around him, and because I figured I was running it like a sprint car at Kokomo and not a fender car. I was running it wide open trying to bang the cushion down, but I figured out you couldn't do that. So Greg was just quick, and I was terrible, and he was a lot better than the most of us. And Tommy was really quick early. I thought he was probably going to gap us there, and then I don't know what really happened there down the front stretch, but unfortunate for Tommy there.
Well, still a good run. You come home second. Not a ton of experience in these cars, and this is a tough place to race, period. But a lot of horsepower, a lot of weight. So a second-place run got to be pretty gratifying.
Yeah, not too shabby. I haven't really tried to race these things too competitively yet. So Kokomo, I don't think I've ever seen a big block runner on Kokomo in real life. So that's a new one for sure. And maybe we can improve on these things and get a little better in the future.
All right, man. Who you got helping you out before we let you go celebrate?
Black Diamond Motorsports, Tim Sims, Brown Miller Racing Solutions, everyone back at SSR, Tommy especially, and Tommy, Bruce, Greg, and I can't thank you guys for broadcasting it.
All right, man. Thanks for chatting with us, Mason. We look forward to seeing you soon.
Thank you.
Second place finisher, Mason Hannigan. And now, I told you if we did this backwards, maybe we could coax the third place driver to come in and chat with us. Corey Austin, are you there?
Yeah, I got you.
All right, man. Well, a great run. You battled hard all night long. Had to work pretty hard to get up here on the podium in the feature. Tell us about your night.
Yeah, I missed my setup in qualifying, so that put me back in the back. So I battled all the way through. I'm fortunate enough to be here in third place. I had nothing for Mason or Greg there.
Well, a lot of wild rides going on out there tonight, and guys were trying to find lines. Where did you find the most success out on the track?
About middle groove was best for me. I tried to run top. I couldn't do it. Bottom was too slick for me. So about the middle is about the only place I could run.
It looked like guys were moving around just about anywhere and trying to find everything they could. But you had a great night tonight. Worked hard. Podium finish. Tell us who's on the car helping you out before we let you get out of here.
Yeah, I'd like to thank my team back at Mid-South Dirt Slingers. I'd like to thank Diggs Setup Shop for helping me out. Viller Family Trucking. Let's see here. Dirt Slinger Wraps. Yep, that's about it.
All right, man. Appreciate you taking the time. Look forward to talking to you again soon, buddy.
You too. Thank you.
Third place driver, Corey Austin. Quick look. Whoops. At your complete results, Greg LeMay wins it. I know that's LeMay. I don't know why I keep saying that. I think because I like to tease him. I'm not exactly sure, but it's Greg LeMay wins it. Mason Hannigan in second, Corey Austin third, Kurt Nye in the fourth spot. Kyle Rogowski in 5th. Tommy Brandon, good recovery for Tommy after he stuffed it in the fence pretty hard, broke the rear suspension. Got that thing fixed and worked from the back all the way to 6th. At the checkered flag tonight, Kyle Swader in 7th. Brandon Garman in 8th. Jacob Ledwick 9th. Tommy Hutton was 10th. Jason Korn 11th. Scott Smith 12th. 13th to Brad Spittle. Ryan Wagenschutz in the 14th spot. Jeff Sharp 15th. Thomas Beckett 16th. 17th to Ryan Washock. 18th Brent Allen. Kyler Bruce in 19th, and rounding out the field, Waylon Wilson. Appreciate you guys tuning in tonight. I am glad to start feeling a little more human after my bout with that nasty virus. Hopefully I will be 100% by this weekend, and when we get into this again next week, we'll sound even better, we'll feel even better, and it'll be a little bit different show. But until the next time we see you guys, go by, like, share, follow on the Facebook page. If you're on YouTube and Twitch, don't forget to subscribe to those pages. You'll know each and every time we go live. About 11 to 13 shows per week right now. And we appreciate you guys tuning in for each and every one of them. For Dominic Santino and myself here at the Dirt Racing Network, until we see you the next time, guys, everyone keep it dirty